Good afternoon. Happy Monday, you beautiful souls. So today I've been called to do a reading for you. So I've pulled some tarot cards and we have an oracle card to start with and we have a what do you desire angel guidance message for the end. So before I start with the reading, I'd just like to say I don't reach out to anybody, so if you do receive any messages from anyone, it's not me. I just post the videos on here for you to see and it fills my heart with joy. So thank you for watching and engaging with me on my page and content, because if you watch and like or share my posts, it helps grow my content. So thank you very much. I'm grateful for that. So please do like, share, follow. I am ever so grateful for you to do that. Thank you so much. Now, while I was sat meditating, connecting to the collective energy, the energy that I was feeling was, I feel you are this is obviously collective energy reading for the week. This is for the week ahead, starting Monday, the 12th of January. I felt very calm, very centered, and very grounded and at peace is what I'm going to say. You're at peace with yourself. That's how I was feeling, the energy that I was picking up. Now, the first card that come through was courage, action and breakthrough. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to take action despite it. Now be brave enough to do what you've been hesitant about. Take the first step, break through your self-imposed limits and discover endless possibilities. I love that. Now this could be you are getting clarity on your thoughts. Your fear, taking that leap of faith in doing some shadow work or doing some work regarding your self-limited beliefs, because in order to grow and move on in life, we need to understand them self-limited beliefs, where they've come from, and we need to change our thought pattern on that belief system in order to find out who we are. So the first card was action, breakthrough, and it was a courage. So take action and you'll break through them as well. Take action. Have the courage to take action on them self-limited beliefs and them imposter syndromes on yourself. And you're going to have breakthroughs about who you actually are. So courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to take action despite it. Now be brave enough to do what you've been hesitant about. Take the first step, break through your self-imposed limits and discover endless possibilities. Now fear keeps us stuck, and it's hard. Sometimes it's difficult and we do get fearful of change. But in order to grow, we need to break through that fear barrier, because it's holding you back in life. Now, with the tarot cards, I do feel this could be just a specific message for people or whatever, but I feel like this reading is regarding inner childhood wounds. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. I will go through the cards. So for the first two cards in the situation, we've got the Fool and we've got the Queen of Cups. So I feel, because obviously we'll go to the end, I'll explain it. The Fool, I think she's holding an amethyst in her hand. She's ready to take the leap into the unknown. She's like dangling on the edge. So I feel like you've done some inner child healing, so there's two specific messages. You've either done the work or you are embracing on change and doing the work. We'll get into that. So I feel like you were either taking that leap to start investigating about where your beliefs have come from, who you are, finding out about yourself, and that is stepping into the unknown. Or this is you that has done the work and you are taking a leap of faith into the unknown now, because you have no self-imposed limiting beliefs. You've done that shadow work and that inner work, because you have sat with your emotions and you're in tune with your emotions, and you're grounded and at peace because you know who you are, you've done the work. So yeah, the Fool is either the new beginning, taking that leap of faith into the unknown, tapped into your emotions, you're fully in tune and in alignment and at peace with yourself because you've done the shadow work. Or this is somebody who is embracing on the journey to discover self, taking a leap into the unknown because it is scary, taking them first steps. And in order to change, we need to take them steps and be aware, because nothing changes if nothing changes. So if this is you who's taking that leap of faith, you are maybe deciding, because this is the Queen of Cups, you are using and listening now to your intuition and tapping into your emotions. You're getting to understand and learn about your emotions. So again, I'll just say the first two cards was the Fool and the Queen of Cups. So you either have done shadow work and you are embracing stepping into the unknown because you have done that work and you are fully in tune and at peace with yourself. You're in with your intuition, your heart space is open, you know who you are, and you're just at peace with yourself. Or if you haven't and you are now discovering that you are on your new journey for yourself, discovering about self, you're ready to take that leap of faith and trust in the unknown and working with your emotions and your intuition and your heart space to get balanced. Then in the then we have the second cards are the World and the Page of Swords. Now that could be if you have done the work, you have completed the cycle, because the World 21 is the last card of the major arcana. Then we start with the Fool back at the beginning. So you've completed cycles in your journey, generational trauma, however you want to see it. You've already completed them cycles, and now you are you've now opened up as the Page of Swords into discovering stuff about yourself. So you are maybe now tapping into learning and discovering stuff about yourself or about what you want to grow outside. You are taking courses to evolve into something for yourself, building something for yourself. That is if you've already done the work. Now, if you haven't done the work and you're just starting on your journey, then this could be that you've recognised the pattern in life cycles, because to me, life are cycles, and until we learn what them lessons are trying to teach us, then we're going to keep repeating that cycle. So this now could be that you've become aware with them cycles. You're recognising the patterns and the cycles. So now you are learning more about what them cycles are and learning about life and learning about yourself. You're taking in and doing courses or studying or reading or getting the knowledge together to understand why we are the way we are through our old belief systems until we embrace and come home to self. Because then we have, as the last cards, the Death and the Six of Cups. And the reason I say that I feel like this is healing trauma or on them journeys is because of the Six of Cups. Now, this is, I read intuitively. I go off my feeling and my intuition with this. Now, if you've already done the work, you are now, because we have 13, the Death and Rebirth. You have done the ego death, the dark night of the soul work, the shadow work. And even through the darkness, there is light and colour. And you're coming out on the other side, because in order to be rebirth, we have to let that ego die, and them old beliefs have to die down. Because then after that we have the Six of Cups, which is, to me, your little inner child. You're sitting back looking on their memories and how far you've come now, and you are embracing your own inner child. As an adult, you've reparented your inner child. And if you haven't done the work, This means that you're going to have to go through the dark night of the soul. It's part of it. You have to let the ego die, because the ego keeps us stuck. Yes, it can keep us safe, but to me, I like to think of the ego as that inner voice that is, you aren't good enough, you're not worthy enough, you can't do it, that constant chatter. That's how I see the ego. So in order to change that and have an ego death and a rebirth, you need to then work on them issues from your childhood that are keeping you stuck, them old belief systems that are no longer serving you, and you need to reprogram or rewrite your own story, what it is for you, in order for that ego to die and that chatter to quieten down. You will come out on the other side, but you have to go through the dark night of the soul and the ego death to learn more about yourself and discover and have a rebirth of who you actually are. What did you come down on earth to be? Because I believe we are a soul having a human experience, each to their own. That is just my belief system. And in order to do that, you have to reparent your inner child. You have to be the adult now that sees them traumas, and trauma doesn't have to be something dramatic. It can be just how a parent used to look at you. You know, it can be something that was said to you. It can be bullying. It can be anything, but it's showing up in your life today. And you get to make that inner child feel safe. You have to imagine yourself as that little child and reparent. What would you say to that little child in order to make them feel safe and secure? Because at the end of the day, that inner child is within us. And then once you do this work, you then align all together, mind, body and soul, and you then get to find what your soul purpose is, and your passions and your drive and your creativity. I mean, look at all them beautiful colours in there, and you find so much more out about yourself, and you then understand yourself more. So, and you know, if you are on this journey, everybody's journey is different and unique to them. So do be kind with yourself and show yourself some compassion. I've literally done all that work myself, so I can speak from experience regarding this. And I've done it over the last 14 months of reparenting my inner child. And is it ugly and sad? Yes, it is. But for me, I couldn't go back to that. I love who I've become, and it's not all sunshine and it's not all glorious. And let me tell you, when you become self-aware, you can't go back, and it's difficult because you'll see the world through different eyes. Like, I've had a spiritual awakening and healed my inner child at the same time. Double whammy. But it is tough and it's challenging, but you get to discover about yourself a lot more in life and who you are. And then you also see the world through different eyes. You know, it's like you've got different lenses on and you become awake, let's say. And a message to close this off with is a message from the Daily Guidance Messages from the Angels. And it says, what do you desire? You now have the opportunity to write the script according to your heart's true desires. Once you clearly decide upon your true desires and know that you're ready and deserving of them, they will rush into your life as if by magic. And again, if you do this inner work and you are on this journey, so if you've done this, you already know, because once you get this far in and you've done it, and you've done the ego death and the dark night of the soul, and you can't self-betray yourself anymore, because you understand unconditional love for self. So you never go against yourself, and you don't wish ill on anybody or anything like that. It's just, you're no longer self-abandonment. You just know your worth, and you know your unconditional love. And if you are going on this journey, just know there's always light after the dark, and just know there's always hope. And is it going to be tough? Yes, it's going to be really tough. Is it rewarding? Yes, it is. But once you've done it, you won't see the world through the same as you did before. You become so much more aware of everything. You'll see everybody's intentions around you before they even speak. You just know. But once you do that, you get to decide what it is that you desire out of your life for you, because you are no longer living from them limited belief systems, because you found out who you are. You come home to self. Now, this reading for me has been absolutely beautiful. I've loved it. Very specific messages for either someone who's done the inner work, dark night of the soul, shadow work, inner child healing, or for someone who is just about to embrace that journey. So yeah, it does take time, so take each day as it comes, and don't feel defeated, because some days you will have days where you are really emotional and think, I can't do this, it's just too hard. But you will get past a certain point where going back is not even an option, because like I've said, nothing changes if nothing changes. You know, you get to decide, you get to write the future for you and who you want to become. Now, I hope these messages resonate. Please do comment, like, share, help grow my page. This fills my heart with joy. I absolutely love doing it for you and bringing these messages to you. Now, have a blessed rest of your day and a beautiful week. These messages are for the week ahead. I will try and jump on and do a bit more stuff. But yeah, have a blessed day. I'm wishing you well on your journey. And if you've come out the other side, I'm going to give you a clap, because it is so hard, but it is rewarding. And just know, one big thing, one big takeaway I'm going to give you with this message: people will fall away from you on this journey, and that is okay, because we all vibrate at different frequencies and vibrations, and all it means is some people are just no longer in alignment with you anymore, and you have to leave them situations because they just feel familiarity and it pulls you back into that dynamic, or because you are no longer that person, you can't go back to that dynamic, because you just see everything for what it is. Now, have a blessed day. Peace, love and light. Donna. Namaste.